Hello, we have to make a video about this because SouthShore12 has completely forgotten to cover this. A major story. They covered it last night for like 15 seconds, only on the TV. I only saw it on the TV. Never covered it on their website. This is a very big deal. 7 MS-13 members and associates charged in a gang assault and a kidnapping. Very scary stuff. The gang members robbed, kidnapped, and assaulted a 15-year-old and left him unconscious on the grounds of a psychiatric center. All right, so this is the article that we have. We're gonna get right to it. All right. 7 alleged members and associates of the Huntington Criminal Locatus Salvatrucha, or HCLS, clique of MS-13 street gang were indicted in a connection with the robbing, kidnapping, and assault of a teenager. Suffolk County DA Raymond Tierney said on Friday. A 15-year-old boy was attacked on January 6th. So we're only finding out about this now about a month later. SouthShore12 so far has not covered this at all on their website. So I don't know how they could miss this. This indictment is an example of my office's dedication and commitment to ensuring that gang members and associates who commit violence in Suffolk County are investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent, Tierney said. The allegations of this indictment are horrific. Gang violence has no place in Suffolk County and will not be tolerated. So on the morning of January 6th, the 15-year-old boy was lured to the Huntington train station by a minor. It's Huntington train station, Long Island Railroad Huntington train station. It's not safe there. While at the train station, 5 of the 7 co-defendants, Jose Zepeda Padilla, Brian Jimenez Avila, Yason Chavez Campos, Michael Ramirez Serrato, and Marcos Serpos displayed a knife while surrounding the teenager. This was a kidnapping. They stole his money and property and took turns punching and kicking him. The 5 then forced the boy into a car driven by Maybelline Garcia Corneo, who then drove the teenager and the 5 others to the Pilgrim Psychiatric Center in Brentwood. While on the way to Pilgrim Psychiatric Center, one of the defendants forcefully took the boy's cell phone. Once the gang and teenager arrived on the grounds of the Pilgrim Psychiatric Center, the gang forced the boy to climb through a hole in the wall of an abandoned building. While inside, each of the men then punched, kicked, and beat the victim. During the assault, Zepeda Padilla stabbed the teen in the neck, causing a cut that required stitches to close. One of the men then hit the boy on the head with a hard object believed to be a rock, knocking the victim unconscious and fracturing his skull. They were basically trying to kill him. When the teenager regained consciousness, he found a way out of the building and walked down the road until he collapsed, only to be found by someone passing by. The boy required surgery, including a craniotomy, to treat the brain bleed and fractured skull. Very serious, very violent crime here. Zepeda Padilla, 26 of Huntington Station, Jimenez Avila, 23 of Amityville and Huntington Station, Chavez Campos, 21 of Huntington Station, Ramirez Serrato, 18 of Huntington Station, Serpos, 19 of Huntington Station, and Garcia Corneo, 22 of Seaford. I find it hard to believe one of them was living in Seaford. Were each indicted on 1 count of first-degree robbery, 1 count of first-degree gang assault, 1 count of first-degree assault, 1 count of second-degree kidnapping, 1 count of first-degree attempted assault, 1 count of second-degree gang assault, 3 counts of second-degree robbery, and 2 counts of second-degree assault. The minor who lured the teenager was indicted for 1 count of first-degree robbery, 2 counts of second-degree robbery, and 1 count of fourth-degree criminal facilitation. Zepeda Padilla remains at large. So Zepeda Padilla remains at large, and as of Friday. So we have one of them still at large. Ramirez Corrado was ordered held on $500,000 bail cash, $1 million bond, or $5 million partially secured bond. He is due back in court on March 4th and is being represented by Ian Fitzgerald. Chavez Campos was ordered held on $250,000 cash, $500,000 bond, or $2.5 million. So they're not going to be getting out, fortunately. Serpos was ordered held on $500,000 cash, $1 million bond, or $5 million partially. And Garcia Canujo was ordered held on $250,000 cash. So they're all being held on bail, basically, and they're not going to be getting out. The minor was ordered held on $125,000. So, and anyone with information regarding Zappella Padilla whereabouts are asked to contact the Suffolk County Police. So we still have one of them on the loose. He's from Huntington Station. But this is the kind of stuff that goes on, and News 12 would rather not cover it. I don't understand what the hell's wrong with them. I really don't. But I can tell you the area around Pilgrim is, completely and utterly forgotten. Yeah, there's beautiful pine barrens around there. Absolutely beautiful pine barrens, but the problem is that it is forgotten, and it makes me think twice. Maybe I shouldn't be walking around here looking at the pines, because when you look at the trash and the neglect over here, that this is from a video I took recently, and you go into these woods, and who knows where who knows what goes on in these woods, look at all the trash. I reported this to the DEC over a year ago. They have not cleaned any of this up, and they won't get involved, basically. This is the way the middle of the island is treated. It's pretty shameful. It really is. But it's not a surprise when you think about it. So this happened at Pilgrim, which is right by Edgewood. Edgewood is right here. Pilgrim is over here, and they're probably abandoned buildings. This is a spot where they seem to have issues, right here in this spot right here. And I don't know why they just don't knock down these buildings. I mean, it's probably these buildings right here. Who knows? He could have crawled out. It could have happened right here, right in the Pine Barrens, right? Not too far from where I was walking. Makes you think twice. It's not safe to hike here anymore. This is the kind of stuff that goes on in the middle of the island, a lot of graffiti and stuff here, This is a gang. This is a known gang's hangout. Why don't they have police patrolling here on a regular basis? No, they don't do that. It's ridiculous. It really is. Meanwhile, News 12 isn't covering it. Their lead story is watch for the storm. Everybody's hyping up the storm for Tuesday, which isn't going to be a big deal. And then let's see. Of course, this happened in Baldwin, so they're going to cover that. Of course, 1 minute and 35 seconds. But the crime, again, doesn't really get a whole lot of attention. Oh, look. Here we go again. Another crime. Homeless man arrested in New Hyde Park. North New Hyde Park. This is the kind of stuff that goes on in North New Hyde Park. A homeless man in North New Hyde Park. Police say he was caught trying to steal money from someone else's bank account. We're told that this happened around 4:30 yesterday afternoon at the Bethpage Federal Credit Union on Hillside Avenue. Detectives say a 60-year-old victim noticed multiple unauthorized withdrawals from his account on Monday and contacted the bank. Then yesterday, police say 61-year-old Philip Berkowitz entered the bank and attempted to draw money from the victim's account using a fake ID. You see him there on your screen. The bank teller immediately notified officers who placed the 61-year-old under arrest. He is expected to be arraigned. And he probably was let out. So this is what's going on. New Hyde Park is finished. So, it was not that long ago we were talking about squatting going on there. So it's finished, that area. Used to be a very well-to-do area, especially around the hospital. Not anymore. It's been redlined. They did cover this. We'll give them credit. They actually, I was surprised they covered this. This is another example of the crime that we deal with in the middle of the island. Thieves seen on camera stealing an ATM in the middle of the night. The brazen break-in happened at a gas station in Ridge. News 12's Kevin Vesey spoke with the owner. And I know exactly where that is. That gas station is. And again, guess where it is? Guess where it's near the Pine Barrens again. So what is getting? This is right over. Oh, maybe it's not this one. It says mobile. One of the gas stations over here. Yeah, right here, this one. Yeah, even closer to the Pine Barrens. So yeah, Pine Barrens is just over there, where I go hiking, right over here. So this happened like a mile away. All right, we'll continue to play this story here.
And one of the workers.
Of course, we're surprised.
Johnny Singh gave us this surveillance video that shows a break-in at his gas station. The thieves could be seen smashing through the front door, rummaging behind the counter, and then stealing the ATM by dragging it on the floor.
They know what they're doing. They just took the ATM and went behind the building where they had their car parked over there.
This shattered mess of broken glass was left behind, and the brick that was used is still inside. According to Suffolk Police, it happened at around 3 o'clock Friday morning at the Shell station on Middle Country Road in Ridge. According to the cashier, the thieves stole about $250 in cash and some vaping products from behind the counter before taking off with the ATM. And he says there have been other break-ins at this gas station.
First time.
And now the owner says some of his workers are afraid the criminals could come back.
Employees get scared. They don't want to come back to the store. They feel like, this is not a safe place to work. That's the sad part.
So far, no arrests have been made. In Ridge, Kevin Vesey, News 12, Long Island.
Yeah, so it's right over here. Right over here at this gas station right here. So, yeah, this is where it is. So, where it is, right here. And literally, where I go hiking is on the other side of the, I mean, they didn't use any guns or anything, but they, who knows? This is the kind of stuff that goes on here. I believe this is the kind. I don't see the sign that says Muckaty Market, but this is an old street view. But I'm pretty sure this is where it is. So, yeah, it's. I thought it was this one, but I guess not. It's not. It's not the mobile. It's not the mobile. No. So it's this is what you get in the middle of the island. This is what you get to deal with in the middle of the island. Now, of course, they did spend a lot of time. Sometimes the crime happens on the South Shore. We've been having these people with U-Haul trucks stealing jet skis, basically, because they're on wheels and they're on like trailers and wheels, and pretty much easy to steal. So this has been going on. They covered that in Wantaw, but other than that, they really didn't cover a whole lot of crime. I mean, it's this is something they should have sent a reporter for. I'm glad they covered this. We go to their crime thing here. Again, barely covered the Hicksville attack. Barely covered a lot of this stuff. Suspect sought and murder a Central Islip man, 25 seconds. Of course, they spend a lot of time for Shakopore because that's in Lynbrook. They did cover that. Sorry, they're doing a little more than they used to, but it's still not. And then they barely covered this too. A man was slashed at a Hop Hog restaurant, again, middle of the island. This is what happens. This is what happens. It's all. Meanwhile, they spend time on this. This is the kind of stuff that they shouldn't be spending time on. Look at these snobs in Belmore here, upset about people not stopping at a stop sign. That gets almost 2 minutes. Really?
But we begin this Thursday with the News 12
I think I was going to forget to call them out over this.
Blowing through a stop sign in Belmore. So we sent our Caroline Flynn to speak with this concerned community.
We have been out here for hours, and what you can't see is our big camera with a bright light on it. It's been fixated at this intersection behind me here. Unfortunately, though, not even that is making people follow the law, obey a stop sign. Take a look at this video from this morning. Hour after hour, we lost count of how many drivers barely stopped at stop signs. It was the same thing our cameras captured last night. Neighbors say it's been a problem for years. But a recent accident you can see captured on surveillance video had one of them reach out to News 12. Tricia Knight said this was all because one driver blew through one of the stop signs.
They actually drove up on this lawn and crashed into my car, and
it happens everywhere, man.
I have been told that it is not necessary. They've come down and looked at the area and said that
nice
at this time they don't see a need for it.
She took matters into her own hands, putting up slow down signs below the stop signs. Neighbor Carol Conley has considered taking it even one step further.
People thought there was a camera here, maybe.
No one was injured in the about next time. There's a buy. News 12 spoke to Nassau police, who said they are intensifying their patrols in the area.
Well, that's great. So they'll be patrolling to make sure people stops at a stop sign. Meanwhile, I got criminals running loose around Roosevelt Field. Nothing's done about that, of course. It's just more part of the picture that's going on here. It's all about the South Shore. It's all about them. It really is. So I think we're getting close to finishing up here. Just one more thing that we're going to talk about here. This is another thing they waste a lot of time on. Team 12 investigates hidden fees. They spend 1 minute and 30 seconons on this stuff.
That advertise across state law prices. What this means, so no more hidden fees?
Well, that's the goal, Joe. The idea is to have no more hidden fees for consumers. This new law is about creating transparency for shoppers so they know the actual price of an item
finance professionals.
Before they hand over their credit card.
See, that's the type of girl I used to look at. I don't look at that type of girl anymore. But,
you've seen the charges, those extra service fees. There's a price cut at either. Business owners will have to advertise the higher credit card price or charge the same for both cash and credit card.
Credit card fee after Sunday.
They spend this amount of time, but look at how preppy they are. I mean, look at how preppy both of them. I mean, this is what they gear to. They don't really care about the crime that we're dealing with. I mean, this is like the biggest crime story that we've had in a while, this kidnapping and assault, and they barely cover it. I don't understand I don't understand it. How do you call yourself a news station when you're missing the biggest crime, one of the biggest crime stories we've had the past couple of days? How do you justify that? But again, it's all about the South Shore, and if you're not on the South Shore, well, you just don't matter. That's, basically the message being sent. There's only one part of Long Island that matters, and that's the South Shore, because that's where the white finance professionals live. So, that's basically what it is. That's what happens. It's not right. It's not right at all. So, well, anyway, I guess I'll wrap it up here. But it's what it's all about. It's all about this area here. If you can't be in this area here of Long Island, I don't know where I zoomed way out here, but try to do a decent job here. If you can't be in this area here, forget it. If you can't be in this area, you just can't live here. It's all about the South Shore. Everything else is just being forgotten, and it's all designed to drive us out. So, thank you for watching. Take care.